Okay, so we are live and recording. We hope that you guys tune in to hear an awesome story from an awesome person that I had the privilege of meeting. So let me introduce myself. I'm one of the co-hosts of Chit Chat Chew Show, and everyone normally calls me Jade. But for those that still call me by my government name, it is Aisha, but please call me Jade.
Well, I have a government name too. I mean, my government name is Uno, but everybody calls me Uno. That's my nickname. So, but I'm one of the other co-hosts of Chit Chat Chew Show.
So we welcome everybody for coming out this evening, for tuning in. We look forward to some people tuning in. If not, you definitely can catch the replay. So this is the Chit Chat Chew Show that airs every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So our guest that's on right now, she's going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. And we want Maya to tell us a little bit about herself personally.
Awesome. Well, my name is Mihia Mells. I am originally from Miami. I moved to Atlanta with my husband, 7 years ago. I've been married 8 years. I have a 3-year-old son. And yeah, it's definitely been a journey. I grew up in a single parent home, and it's been great. My mom was a great mother, and unfortunately, throughout my childhood, I dealt with molestation, and that carried on for about a year and a half, which was very difficult. And moving forward, about high school age, I was a teenage. I had a pregnancy, which was very difficult. I was about to be a teenage mom, but unfortunately, I was pushed to have an abortion, which was very difficult to deal with. And unfortunately, I woke up during the procedure, and that was a very traumatic experience for me. And then moving forward, in college, I had another miscarriage, and my college years were crazy. I found out my father isn't my father. My grandmother passed away. My great grandmother passed away 6 months to the date. And my mother passed away as well 3 years later. So I dealt with blow after blow after blow, which was really difficult. And by the age of backtracking, by the age of 15, I had my first suicidal attempt. I was going from one extreme to the next. About time, fast forward to college, by the time everything happened with my mom and things of that nature, I hit a mental break again. But I just kept pushing through life, didn't know why I was dealing with all of these moves and these extremes. And then by the time last year, I had suicidal attempts and thoughts and things of that nature. And I went to my pastors, and they advised me to go seek professional help because it was out of their jurisdiction. They felt like this was beyond their expertise, and they encouraged me to seek some help. And that's what I did after seeing that professional over time and going through a series of questions and things that I struggled with, my family history as well. It was brought to the conclusion that I have bipolar 2 disorder, as well as PTSD, and I also struggle with anxiety as well. And it was a hard pill to swallow. It's still, difficult to accept, and it's something that I'm accepting every day. But I couldn't understand why something like this, you know, would happen to me. I didn't talk about mental health growing up. And it's such a stigma. And that's one of the first things that hit me, like, what? Like, black people don't have like these issues. Like, we don't talk about these things. And yeah, it was definitely a hard blow. As a Black woman, as a mom, as a wife, as a Christian, just so many stigmas. But as I've gone through this journey, it all makes sense. It all comes together. We're not dealing with those issues over time in conjunction with genetics that play a factor. So it was a brewing pot for things like this to come to pass. And yeah, I'm fighting through it, speaking out about it, because there are so many people that I have encountered told me they struggle with these same issues that I have struggled with, and struggled with mental health and abortions and miscarriages. Like, it surprised me when I finally came out and talked about these things that I have endured and struggled with. It surprised me how many people, even people that I knew, that struggled with the same thing and that went through the same thing. So from that moment, I just started being more open about my story, and just talking about it more, and just, you know, being an advocate for those who have gone through.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So again,
Okay.
so again, we apologize. We're out in nature, and unfortunately, we have some skateboarders in the back. We want to try something different, but we relocated, so hopefully it won't be as much, you know, as much
Commotion
noise
and all
commotion and all that stuff. Because I can easily get triggered, and I just don't want to do
got
that.
triggered just now.
Yes, like that
With
was
that
so
bullshit.
annoyed. I know they're gonna see me like, 'cause I was like, "Can you not do it? We're recording." So,
Man,
so
I felt like tripping their ass off that damn skateboard.
oh, bless their little hearts, honey. They was doing the most. But anyway.
Excuse me, I had a moment.
So, so what is your why, Maya, for doing what you do, as far as working and being an advocate, being a person that, breaking up? All right.
No, our end is good.
Our end is good.
It's her end.
Can you hear us?
You're breaking up a little bit. I can't hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it just like that.
Okay, cool. So what I was asking is, what is your why for doing what you do, as far as being a mental health advocate and being a person who is diagnosed?
Say that one more time.
What is your why for being a mental health advocate, as well as you are a person, you know, who lives with a mental diagnosis?
My why is, first off, my family. Being a mom and being a wife, that is number one, my reason for fighting to keep living. And also for other people, like I said before, who, you know, are silent, even my own family members, and listening to the things that they endured over the years, and being diagnosed or misdiagnosed, and giving up, just fighting for those people who, I mean, who wants to give up daily and suffering in silence and not talking about these hard issues. Like I said, it's so many levels of stigmas, and it's just time for us to put it to rest, because people are dying to their secrets. And it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people is dying with their secrets, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it just at a point in time though where you just have to just, talk about your story. I mean, just to even release it,
Right.
and being more vocal about it. Be brave enough to tell your story, because a lot of people's going through similar things too. You know,
Right.
I mean, keeping
Absolutely.
it in is just affects you
Absolutely.
in
And
the
it
long
was
run.
definitely, yeah. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, it was even difficult for me just over the years before I even got to a diagnosis, just holding all of that in and not talking about it because, I want to come off as someone who's perfect or,
Yeah,
I don't have issues
Right.
or what? Like,
yeah.
Christians don't deal with stuff like that. Like,
Brushing on the
please,
rug.
it's real.
Yeah,
Very much so. And like me, like you
It's
said,
real.
for
So, yeah,
so
most definitely.
long I've been undiagnosed because, me growing up, that wasn't a conversation, you know, and coming from a background of you speak.
Jeremiah.
Can you hear us?
It's a reception.
Can you hear? Can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So what I was basically saying that I can definitely agree with you because coming from a background of that's something that was taboo, and I didn't even know what a mental illness was growing up, and
Right.
especially in our Black community, that definitely, to me, in my opinion,
Right.
was taboo.
Yeah, it sure
Yep.
was.
As well,
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly, as well as coming also from a background when you speak when you were spoken to.
yeah,
Now, they had diagnosis of, especially also being undiagnosed at a young age, but more of the focus for me was, um, well, what they say, what is it, considered special needs now? You would call
yeah,
it retarded back
yeah.
then,
Slow,
or
retarded.
slow,
Hmm.
Yeah,
So they put you
Yeah.
in these, right. So they put you in these classes, and that's pretty much, that's
Right.
it.
yeah.
But
Right.
as you
Right.
said,
Exactly.
hmm but the whole suffering in silence is so true, globally, but I feel specifically for the black
It's
community
worse.
is worse.
Worse.
Absolutely.
I also feel
Yes.
you're not of this community, but the LGBT community is definitely
Yes.
taboo. They don't talk about it.
Yep.
It's dismissed.
Yep.
It's like if you talk about
Yep.
it, they want to brush you off. They
Yep.
say, "Oh, pray," and I'm not knocking prayer because prayer works, but
Let
it's
me
like
tell
they,
you.
But prayer can't
Yes.
heal
but
everything.
prayer,
Yes.
right?
It can't heal everything. Not prayer.
So
No.
I mean,
And that's huge. Yeah. I
hmm
mean, like you said, from the African American community, we didn't talk about this. I'm quite sure
Yeah.
mental illness go back generations and
Yes,
generations.
it's
generations,
generational.
Yes.
and all of
Yep.
those things that happened to us, through slavery, we still carry that, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, yes, as far as praying it away, you can't, and that's
No.
something that I always say. Like, prayer is amazing. I believe prayer works, but also I believe God created doctors who go to school and study and help us, come to a conclusion with these diagnoses and give us the things that we need to help us to get through that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Absolutely.
also do believe as a
prayer with
community,
action.
I also do
hmm
believe as a community we put here for a reason too, not just having doctors, but we need to be
Yes,
healers amongst ourselves. Like,
that's
that's
true.
why it's good for us to just be around each other, just to talk about a lot of things and be able to
Yes,
have those conversations. you know, because that's where it starts. And that's where the healing process begins.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
but our Black people, it's just hard for us to do that because we're so conditioned through, you know, slavery and that stigma,
Crabs
you know.
in a bucket.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's hard, but it's a process in the making, though. I mean, it's going along slowly but surely. There's a percentage of Black people that's actually coming out and being more vocal about what they've been through, but we still got work to do.
And I agree with you, Maya, as far as saying
we still have a lot of work to do. And I remember this was like 2 months ago. I just went and looked up all of these African American celebrities who had some type of mental illness. And I came up with like 20 people that I would have never thought had mental illnesses, from, you know, Ivan Ailey, he had bipolar disorder, to Kerry Washington, she dealt with like bulimia, something of that nature. It was just so many people that dealt with these issues, and you would never know, you know? But yeah, there's so many people in the Black community that struggle with mental illness. And like you said, there are more people who are advocating for it, who are coming out and talking about these issues all across the board. And I'm very appreciative for that, and appreciative to be a part of that, you know, just talking about it. And I appreciate you guys making this platform to talk about these issues that other people, you know,
shy away from.
Dare to talk about.
Yeah,
right.
They shy away from it, you know. But at some point, you have to talk about it. We can't keep brushing it off, sweeping on the rug, forgetting. Oh, don't say nothing, hush, hush. Like, you know, we got to stop that cycle because it's not helping us. All it do is destroying us. As you see, each generation is getting worse and worse and worse. The young kids is suffering a lot with mental illness.
I totally agree. And and speaking of generations, yes, absolutely. And just imagine, like, if, you know, our parents or our parents' would have talked about these issues, how much more help we would have had along the way. And that's when you going back to you asked me my why, my family, you know what I'm saying? At least, God forbid, you know, my son, you know, gets diagnosed with a mental illness, at least he can say, okay, well, my mom had that, so he could connect the dots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there is proof that there's genetic things that happen that cause the next generation or the son or the daughter to have some type of mental illness as well. But I'm grateful that I know this, so I know what to look for in my son or my kids to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. For the viewers who may be listening or will be listening to the replay, I met Maya. Maya was referred to me through Beth. I believe Beth from NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, referred Maya to me. And I felt like automatically, once me and Maya connected, it was such good energy. And then Maya had started coming a few times to a group that I facilitate on Monday. And we just had such good conversation and interaction, and just, you know, it's just always good to know that you're not alone, because I had that mentality of no one understands me, no one understands what I'm going through, including family. Like, you know, it's fortunate when you can have family to support you, because that's not a typical story for a lot of people. And for me, I'm one of those that it wasn't a typical, because I didn't grow up learning how to speak out about certain things. It really took for me to have my 2 kids for them to be diagnosed. I have 2 adult kids that they live with a mental illness. And so it took me to advocate for them to bring it out for me.
Right.
Until, actually it took in 1992, yes, 1991 when I got raped, for doctors to say, okay, you have a diagnosis. And I've been throughout the years, you know, I speak on it. I'm becoming much more comfortable, not only with myself, but to be able to share it, because as you know, Maya, and as you know, Uno, you know, people look at you funny, you know, the stigma.
Yeah.
You know, they say for us in our LGBT community, well, all you need is a man.
Right.
A man will fix it. No, it has nothing to do with a man fixing anything, because man can't fix it.
No.
So it's all the right. So it's all these little taboos and all these stigmas and all these unnecessary labels that, for me, this is why I keep going the way that I do, because I still suffer. Like, even when I go out, I still suffer with having still suffer with anxiety, but it's like I have to take myself to a certain good space and then kind of transform, if you will, and then share my story, and then I'm going with it. And I don't stop, and I'll be at a point where I don't care what people think, because at the end of the day, if you're not supportive of me or like-minded,
they're hurting you.
Right, or not right, or not being judgmental, then I mean, it's nothing that, I mean, who cares?
Right. I mean, long as you got it out, you released it. Because carrying that, like, that not only affects you, but it starts affecting everybody else. You know, so, I mean, you got to watch those kind of patterns.
Right.
Yeah, time and time again, you know, when people deal with mental illness, you know, you wonder why they lash out, or they say certain things, or they act a certain way, and you have no clue what they're going through. So yeah, it's definitely important. I can't stress enough, it's important for people to just really talk about their story and what they're going through. Like, you gotta be open to speak on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, you just gotta be open to just really just speak what's going on, how you feel, your emotions. You gotta release that, because carrying is just gonna hurt you. That's all.
Right. And I mean, especially, you know, as Black women, you know, we get labeled with angry Black women, or attitude. Like, can I have a bad day, please? Can I have a bad day? Like,
just cause.
Why do I have to have this label attached to me?
Like,
they think every Black woman angry. They always thinking that. Why can't all the race be angry? They don't say that when other races are angry.
Exactly.
They just say, oh, she's going through something. But a kind of Black woman, she got to be angry because she's lashing out.
True.
Right. Exactly.
And I know that's something that I know that's something that we spoke about as well. Like, why can't you just have a bad day just cause? Why does it always have to be, oh, you know, he or she is bipolar if something happens?
Right.
Or, oh, you forgot to take your medicine, you know.
They call you crazy. Which I feel is dismissive when they call you crazy.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, I said people need to find out what's going on with folks before you just assume.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, the thing people want people to know that they care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a thought. Instead of people just assuming that someone is crazy, or they didn't take their meds, or like you said with the angry Black woman, she got to be angry. Like, You know, you don't know what's going on in her inside. You don't know what's going on in her head. It could be anything.
Exactly. And that's huge. Of like getting to know people. Or, like, it's amazing that somebody could just say, "How's your day going?" And I can be totally honest,
right?
You know, and them not judging me,
right?
You know, like, yeah, we need more of that. We really do.
Listening. Do a lot more listening than talking. People just want you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
And so,
absolutely.
Besides your family being supportive, what other outlets do you have or do you use?
I like to journal a lot. That helps me. Just writing out my thoughts, my feelings, how I feel. Also listening to music, because I deal with a lot of like racing thoughts. Like, sometimes I just have to give my mind a break. So I would like listen to music. I try not to watch too much Netflix. Sometimes I kind of binge watch a show, which is probably horrible advice. Also exercising really, really helped me with my serotonin and things of that nature. That really helps. Also prayer, that helps a lot, because it kind of helps me to kind of meditate and just be, you know, be in that quiet space. That's really helpful. Also alone time, but I have to be careful with that, because sometimes I may say I need alone time, but I actually want to isolate myself. So I have to like kind of find the rhythm with that. Because sometimes when you want to be by yourself, you don't need to be by yourself. So I try to navigate through that a little bit, but and just when I have the availability, going to the peer group, that is really helpful as well. And I also have friends who have I have a friend who has the same mental illness as me. So it's really helpful to kind of, you know, talk to her from time to time.
Yeah.
To make sure I'm not crazy.
Right.
That helps me, you know, put things in perspective. So that's a little bit of what I do, and also sleep when I can't sleep. Because I notice when I'm really tired, that's when I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to lose it. So I try to get a proper amount of rest. And another thing that I'm starting to look into is my diet. Altering my diet. I am vegetarian. And of course, like most people, I watch What the Health. So I'm like venturing over to see what vegan lifestyle is like. So I believe your diet have a lot to do with how the body functions, as well as looking into like natural oils that it kind of probably help as well. I know that probably sounds weird to some people, but I'm also looking, I take my medication, it's helpful, but I'm also looking into some natural things that could possibly contribute to that. And then I know it's healthy, so why not, you know, try it. So those are some of the things that to kind of see how that could work with my body.
You don't have to move at this much.
Okay.
You hear Mari?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We lost you for a second. We got you though.
So I did. But I did catch what you were saying.
We catch the last part. We got everything.
We caught. You're into.
Get into the vegan lifestyle.
Correct.
And trying different methods. You know, to eat better. You know, because like you said, you know, affects you, what you put in your body. You know what I mean?
You're cutting out.
You can hear us now?
Can you hear us?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that what you were saying about watching what you put in your body, because you know what you put in there, your body functions. So whatever you put in there is how it's gonna operate, whether it's from a negative way, in a negative way, or a positive way. So I think a diet does play a part in your mental. I do agree with that. It does alter your mood.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, both of you guys, because I'm looking to get to be better and be consistent with being vegetarian as I have in the past, and I can see for me like the better benefits it had with being vegetarian. I was exercising more. I was actually into oils more, because for me, like my long-term goal is, well, to be honest, I've shared it in the NAMI group as well. I'm not on my psych meds because I just feel like I'm that percentage that it does very bad for me. It's like extremely bad, and so I'm trying to find alternative ways myself, and I know, like you guys said, that a good diet and exercise, and of course spirituality first, and also, you know, good essential oils, you know, and watching what you hear, what you listen to as far as people or music, TV, you know, Netflix, things of that nature.
You have bad frequencies and good frequencies.
Yes.
And that does travel in your body too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to watch that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're right on the music. You do have to watch even what you watch, your eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you
And that's all I was saying. That is not good advice, but that's something as far as like watching shows.
True.
No, I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree. So do you still go to therapy for your mental illness?
Yes, that's another thing I do. I go to therapy. That is really helpful to like just talk to someone and just, you know, share your emotions and what you know you're going through. And what I love about my counselor is there are days where, you know, she gives me some practical things that I can, you know, practice from my day-to-day life. And then there's some days where she just let me talk, and she's not trying to fix me. She's just letting me talk and get everything out. And not, a bunch of feedback. So that's one thing I love about her is she kind of you know, let me have those moments of where we just talk, and she's just there, you know, to listen. Like you said before, sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you instead of trying to fix you all the time.
Yeah.
So that's yes, I agree. Yes, that is helpful.
Yeah, because not one person have all the answers, but they seem to assume that they do, but they don't. You still there?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out a bit.
Can you hear me?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, one person don't have all the answers. You know, everybody's because I mean, trying to assume that that one person have all the answers. You know, it's not really helping you. I mean, you gotta, you know, be able to be open to different, you know, perspectives. You know, and just really, like I said, going back to what I said again, just listening. That goes a long way.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
I go to.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that me going to therapy too, like, my therapist just, just listening to me, and no matter what mood I'm in, and not being judged or, trying to fix me as well. So, I mean, I appreciate that. If I wanted to help, I would ask. So I just want somebody to listen.
Yeah.
Just have that support, some kind of support.
Right. Yeah,
Yes, I think.
absolutely. And that's another thing that I loved when the first time I go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all breaking out, so I didn't.
Oh, no, we didn't say nothing. You can hear us though?
Go ahead.
No, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. One thing also that was really encouraging, this is actually when I met you, Jay, is coming to Peer Group and seeing so many different people, different walks of life, different beliefs, different race, ethnicities. That was really encouraging to see people, different people who have the same struggles. And like you were saying, like just one person don't have all of the answers. There's so much that we can learn from each other if we, listen to each other and talk to each other. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Like it's not just one person who has the answer.
Right. Because there's always different alternatives, that can help you along your journey. Your mental journey. So yeah. Anything you wanted to add to that?
Oh, also what I was going to add to that is, I also tell people, we may have the same diagnosis,
right?
But we don't have the same symptoms.
Yeah. True.
So a lot of people think, oh, if you're depression or PTSD, right? Because people don't understand, and this is the fight this is my continuing fight, because I want to educate people, because so many people are so uneducated and uninformed.
Yeah. For sure. And that's something that I actually struggled with. I told you earlier that I have a friend with the same disorder, and it sometimes seems like I'm having a tougher time through my illness, and I'm like, maybe I got a more severe case. Like, what is happening? Why am I going through all of these different changes and she's not? But yeah, like you said, everyone has a different symptoms, even though they have the same disorder, and that's something that I had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's body chemistry is different, and people's body's gonna act in different ways. Just all depends on the person and how severe it is. I feel that too, because I mean, it's different levels.
Right.
I mean, what you diagnosed with, what I'm diagnosed with, what you diagnosed with, there's people that's probably worse off than we is. And you be trying to figure out, damn, why the hell? Well, they doing bad, but, everybody just don't deal with it the same, so. You can hear us? You there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Right, and I think it's really important what you guys said, having a good counselor, having a good therapist, having a good primary doctor, having a good psychiatrist, whatever that looks like for you. I think that's really, really important to have, because you can go through, you can tend to go through so many different people that it can become overwhelming, especially if you have one that you become comfortable with and for whatever reason he or she has to leave you. Then you got to start the process all over again with someone else. And it's like, I don't know for you guys, but I shut down and I become angry or frustrated because I'm like, I don't feel like opening that up again. I'm trying to move forward.
You're not trying to get them familiar.
Right.
With something that you had with a previous therapist that they already have familiarity with.
Right.
So it's gonna be uncomfortable, and you're gonna automatically shut down. You don't want to fucking get to know them. That's how I act. I be bougie as hell. I don't want to know you. Like, that's just how I am. So I see where you're coming from. Like, you used to that particular person, and then if he or she has to leave, you be pissed off. Now you got to meet this new motherfucker. You're like, okay.
And that's one of the things for me that I struggle with is abandonment, because once I become comfortable with you and you leave, then I feel like you have abandoned me, and so now I'm way somewhere else with it. In my head, racing thoughts, shutting down, I can become defiant. And so, it can be a struggle.
I mean, it's understandable. Like I said, you just comfortable with that particular person. That's all. You know.
And it's a shame because, the whole healthcare system, that's another show in itself. The whole healthcare system is horrible.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yes.
It's getting worse.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It is.
Pretty much.
It is. It's like if you don't have this, I don't know, high maintenance insurance or this money to be able to, go or whatever, then you just kind of at the bottom, so to speak. Because I do see these facilities, hospitals, doctors, whatever, some of them really treat you a different way based on what type of insurance you have.
Yep. They surely do.
And that's the first question. And that's so true. Even, in my neighborhood and just seeing people, it's something about when you're diagnosed that you can almost tell something. They probably could use a little help.
You can tell they all.
But just looking at Right. But just looking around and looking at, our brothers and sisters, and it's so easy for us to look down on people who are homeless. But it's my eyes completely open once I was diagnosed, and looking at, the people in my community, and oh my God, you don't know their story.
No.
The things that they're doing, they're probably not strung out on drugs. Two, if they are, they're trying to numb this pain that they're having, and it opened my eyes completely. And it's heartbreaking that we have a healthcare system that, won't take care of these men and women who are in pain and who are struggling mentally. They just throw them in jail.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that more than half of the people that are in jail right now are not criminals. They're mentally ill.
Yeah.
True.
And it's sad and it's frustrating to see. And we need to keep talking about it, and fighting for people who can't fight for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to see. It really, really is.
It is. And especially, if you're in jail or incarcerated and you have a mental illness and you're incarcerated, you might as well forget about it because they could care less about you.
Man, you're an animal to them.
Right. And
statistic too.
Right. And have been incarcerated. They treat you, like you guys said, like an animal, or that you nothing. they're thinking about other stuff. I mean, they treat you so
It's
poor.
the money.
And it's all about the money. You can shut down education.
Exactly.
It's the money. You can shut down schools. You can take quality education out of school, but you can build more prisons.
Right. That's where the society's going.
Exactly.
It's all institutionalized.
It's gonna put more money in my pocket. Right. It's more money in their pocket if I put you in jail versus if I put you at a mental health facility.
Right.
And even mental health facilities.
And that's questionable.
A family member who was there. Seriously, I was just like, what do you mean? Like I just couldn't understand like how she went there, even though she was struggling, mentally and was suicidal, but come out with like a sickness, like infection or something. Like she had some type of infection when she left, and she was only there for like 3-4 days. And I'm like, what do you mean food not cooked all the way? Like, what is this? How do you treat human beings like this?
The health facility is no different than a prison. It's all the same setup. There's no difference. The only difference that differentiate both of those is the names. That's it. But far as the structure and systematically how they treat people is the same way.
Yeah, I mean, from experience of being put in a mental institution a year ago in February of 2016. 15. 15 was it 15?
15. I think
2015. 2015. February 2nd or February 3rd of 2015. I was doing a routine visit with my psychiatrist at that time in Cobb County because I really don't care about exposing him. I went for my routine. We laughed. We had a conversation. I said I felt uncomfortable. And from there, I found myself being handcuffed by 3 men, handled wrong, taken to the hospital, and for 72 hours felt like 7 years. The stuff that I saw in there and the way that they treated me as well was a nightmare. I felt like I had been incarcerated again, to be honest. And I understand that the first time you tried to hurt my baby, so yes, I'm gonna try to hurt you, and I don't deny that. But this time, being incarcerated, I felt incarcerated, so I'm saying it. Being like them put me in Cobb County Psychiatric Ward. I wouldn't wish it like that. It's just, and like you were saying, as far as the food was horrible. I really didn't eat. I didn't sleep because I was too scared that they were going to pump me up with drugs to make it worse. And so it's just, people don't understand that don't live with a mental illness, whether you're incarcerated or not. People that don't live with a mental disorder, a lot of times they do not understand. You have to put on a face. They think, like you said, that most of us, they assume are homeless. When they look at me and they say, "Oh, you work? Well, how could you work and you have a mental illness?" And I'm like, well, I still need to survive because I don't want to let the system anymore.
You don't want to be dependent on
I don't want to be dependent on the system. And even I've been discriminated with apartments that say that they will accept you if you have a disability, right? So I went through that crap as well. And the lady asked me, filled out the application and everything. The lady said, well, let me ask you a question. What are you diagnosed with? And I said, really, that's none of your business. And then she said, well, you look so normal.
How does normal look?
And what does a normal look like?
What the fuck is she talking about?
Right.
It make me want to slap
But how do
shit out of
you outright ask a stranger that?
Right. Like how does a person look? Like, I don't know. People just say the dumbest
And that's
shit.
where the labeling comes in, because they have this. They have it in their mind that you're supposed to
look a certain way.
Like you're supposed to have the homeless look, or you're supposed to be dirty or stinking, or
That's their whole perception in their mind, how a person's supposed to look automatically when they come to their office.
Right. And I've even been told that, Maya. Like, I've even been told by professional people, social worker or case managers. They said to me, Jade, if you just come in here with your hair looking wild, wear some sweatpants and just, don't bathe. I said, what? Are you serious?
They want you to degrade yourself.
Degrade myself.
That's humiliation to its finest, just to get help.
And I refused. And I left that place. Like, I refused to do that.
That's sad. That's
absolutely
sad.
That shit fucked up.
And it's even sad that it is. It's even sad when there are mental health professional people that treat you a certain way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Sad and unfortunate. The world we're living in, no one cares anyway. People just for themselves.
Yep.
People are heartless, so what do you expect? It's just the reality.
Yeah. And so what do you do? It is. What do you do in your spare time? Because they think that, I guess, we don't have a quality of life. All we do is drug ourselves up. But what do you do for fun?
Right. For fun, hanging out with my family, hanging out with friends, going out, going to the movies, things of that nature. My husband loves go-kart riding.
Okay.
All right.
We would go out to go to Andretti, things like that. And my husband also DJs, so
nice.
Okay.
We have parties and have a great time. But I would say the most fun I have is hanging out with family and friends and just being, so things of that nature. And of course, what girl don't like to go to the mall and stuff like that when you can.
Right.
Retail therapy.
Right, retail therapy, right. Love the retail therapy.
Whenever I can. Yeah. So, things of that nature is fun.
Cool beans. That's what's up. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So how are ways people can reach out to you, see what you might be doing in the community? What type of social media platform do you have for people to check you out?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram under Living Beautifully Broken. And I, kind of post statistics, things that I'm struggling with, or just advocating, putting things out there so I can be known, and those who struggle with mental illness can be known as well. So that's where I'm at on my Instagram page.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And so what would you say, what encouraging would you say for those that are suffering in silence or newly diagnosed? What encouraging words would you have for them?
The best thing that I can say is to speak, and don't be afraid to speak. Don't suffer in silence. You're not alone. There's so many people that you know and don't know who are struggling with the same things that you're struggling with. And no matter what your story is, it's inspiring to others. So always be willing to share your story to help yourself as well as to help others.
Cool beans.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. And I'm gonna take that for myself as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But take a good piece of advice.
Yes, a good piece of advice. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we definitely thank you for coming on, doing an interview with us for July Awareness Month, which is National Minority Awareness Month. So we thank you again for coming on. I'm sure you and I will be talking outside of this interview, and keep encouraged as you encourage us and others that will be listening to this, because if you speak to one person, that is so important. And everyone
rub off and get contagious.
It gets contagious.
Start talking to everybody else.
Exactly, in a good way. And like I always say, self-care is so important.
Who you telling?
And saying no is not a selfish thing.
Nope.
It's okay.
Yep.
Continue to put your faith into action.
Absolutely.
Always never be defeated, because I tell people the words that I speak out. I set it as an example for myself. I'm so glad you decided to do this. I'm so excited. Hopefully you and I one day can do something together and inform people, make people aware and knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate you definitely for coming on and sharing your story and just talking about, just mental illness, period. So people definitely need to become aware and really what's going on with that, and get them motivated, get them inspired, encourage them. So we definitely appreciate you for coming on our show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for the platform and speaking out on all of these taboo topics, not just mental health, but everything that people are doing. Absolutely love it, and keep encouraging and keep inspiring, because y'all are definitely being heard.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we thank you. We're going to end this meeting now, and we'll definitely make sure that you get this, and definitely it will be out there for the replay. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, you good.
You're good. Okay. So, again, can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay. So
cool.
we're going to end this meeting, and we're going to definitely make sure that you get it, and we're going to make sure that it's out there for the replay.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You have a good evening.
You too.
All right.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Good people.
What's going on, y'all? Hey. All right.
So, we just got finished doing our first half of Chit Chat Chew Show. We had a really awesome interview and conversation with Maya. I want to say Mells. I hope I'm right.
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay,
Mells.
Maya Mells, in regards to July being National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're out here, we're outside, we're doing this interview. We're going to be posting up everything. So that was an awesome conversation and discussion from 6 to 7. And so now we're doing the second half of our show from 7 to 8 on Juvenile
Arthritis
Awareness Month as well.
Absolutely.
So I'm Jay, one of your co-hosts.
And the other co-host, I'm Uno.
So we're going to be sitting next to each other so we can make sure that we see. We just love doing this so well. So we hope that you are tuning in. I don't see an invite button, but okay, whatever. I guess we can't, but it's cool. If you don't catch it live now, we always have the replay for you. So we just want to talk a little bit about juvenile arthritis awareness. Did you say who you are, co-host?
Yes, I'm sorry. No, I did. I said Uno.
You said, okay, we just want to make sure.
Let me say it
folks
again,
know.
just in case.
Yes.
Just in case nobody didn't catch it. So, other co-host.
So we hope everybody's having an awesome time. Again, we're outside. We want to do our show outside. It's a beautiful day today. Switch it up. And so we're going to be talking a little bit and educating myself as well about what juvenile.
We can always tag names, I think.
True. Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month is. So what is juvenile arthritis? Juvenile arthritis, JA, is not a disease in itself. Also known as pediatric rheumatic disease. JA is an umbrella term to describe the many autoimmune and inflammatory conditions or pediatric rheumatic diseases, that can develop in children under the age of 16. Juvenile arthritis affects nearly 300,000 children in the United States. Although the various types of juvenile arthritis shares many common symptoms like pain, joint swelling, redness, and warmth, each type of JA is distinct and has its own special concerns and symptoms. Some types of juvenile arthritis affect the musculoskeletal system, but joint systems may be minor or non-existent. Juvenile arthritis can also involve the eyes, the skin, muscles, and gastrointestinal tract. Where I'm getting my sources from, which will be posted up, is arthritis.org.
And did you speak on what is juvenile arthritis?
What I just did. I just did briefly. That's what that was.
Okay.
So if you'd like to touch more based on what is juvenile arthritis, you definitely can.
Sure.
And then after that, I'll go into the different types of juvenile arthritis.
Okay, bet. So I'm reading from this source called Consumer Health Digest. So they have pretty much a summary overview of what is juvenile arthritis awareness. Okay, so of course this month is in July and is aimed at raising awareness about the disease. And most people have a misconception that arthritis is a disease that affects adults only, but the truth is that it also affects children.
Absolutely.
The recent studies reveal that almost 300,000 children who live in America have been diagnosed with arthritis. And these children suffer from debilitating pain, and the diseases take away the joy of their childhood. March was set aside by the Arthritis Society in order to raise awareness on the condition, and this is done through many events and other initiatives. So the type of arthritis that affects children is different from adults, and that is an autoimmune form of arthritis. This means that the autoimmune of the body affects its own joints, causing inflammation and damage on the joints. The condition can be fatal, and when left untreated, it can cause death. Research that has been done by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention showed that 294,000 children in the United States have been diagnosed with juvenile arthritis. So I just wanted to give a little tidbit on juvenile awareness, and I was adding to what she was saying as far as juvenile arthritis awareness month.
And I'm really educating myself on this, even if it is for an hour, just to give me some more knowledge, because actually my son at the age of 1, I want to say, he was 1 turning 2, I believe, back in the early 90s. He was playing around, and one day his leg just had blew up out of nowhere. He had the redness, he had the swelling. It was excruciating for him. He couldn't walk. And so, of course, I took him to the doctors, well, took him to the emergency, and then moving forward, they said he was diagnosed with septic arthritis. And I'm going to research back with that and put that out there to let others know what septic arthritis is. Have no idea where it even came from because he was just being the little boy that he was at that time, and he was playing in the grass like kids. But something, I don't know what that something was.
It could be hereditary. I mean, you just never know.
I mean, that's very true because unfortunately, arthritis with me. Trying to reconnect, I tell you.
Okay.
The powers that be always tries to get us.
But we're going to get through this shit.
But we're going to get through it. And before I go on, I want to thank Arthur Jamie Martinez. I thank you.
Thank you, Arthur
Jamie.
You
so much because you definitely support us.
#1 supporter.
And you were a guest on our show, and we're going to have you back whenever that's going to happen.
It will happen.
It will happen. Love to have you back on the show, even just as one of the guest hosts, because you're just so awesome and you have awesome energy, and I love that. I love people with good, awesome energy. But as I was stating, like Uno was saying, it definitely can be hereditary, which I'm guessing it might be in my family because I have a little Arthur clan with me, and it stemmed off from one, getting my hand closed in the door by accident, was not intentional, and then two, riding my bike. I was just a kid on both of these and fell off my bike. The handlebars turned on my bike, and from there, Arthur has been trying to, work with me, but it's all good. It's all good because I'm still functioning. But so it definitely can be hereditary or not. Excuse me, these little bugs I don't like. So some of the types of arthritis, of juvenile arthritis, one is juvenile idiopathic arthritis, and if I pronounce anything wrong, please forgive me. And it's JIA, considered the most common form of arthritis. JIA includes 6 subtitles, which are crazy long. So you will see them when it is posted.
Yeah.
We have juvenile lupus, which lupus is an autoimmune disease. The most common form is a systemic lupus, or SLE. Lupus can affect the joints, skin, kidneys, blood, and other areas of the body. What's this one? Juvenile.
Scleroderma.
Scleroderma, which literally means hard skin, describes a group of conditions that cause the skin to tighten and harden. Then they have an inflammatory arthritis disease that causes the muscles weakness and a skin rash on the eyelids and knuckles. Then they have another juvenile arthritis disease called Kawasaki disease.
Oh, wow.
Which this disease causes blood vessel inflammation that can lead to heart complications. They have mixed connective tissue disease.
Oh, I have a few too, by the way.
This disease may include features of arthritis, lupus.
Wow, that's a combination.
A combination, and it's associated with very high levels of a particular anti-nuclear antibody called anti-RNP. And so you can go on if you want to.
Oh no, I was just looking at these words. You talk about them crazy.
Fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia. That's what it sounds like.
Myalgia.
I just say fibro. Keep it short. Short term. Fibro.
Stop it. This chronic pain syndrome is an arthritis-related condition which can cause stiffness and aching along with fatigue, disrupted sleep, and other symptoms. It's mostly common in girls, women, seldom diagnosed before puberty.
Wow. These some serious types of arthritis, man.
Never knew that there were so many different types of arthritis.
I didn't know either.
Not being educated on it, not really being told, except you had arthritis.
Right.
But apparently and clearly,
it's different types.
There are different forms of juvenile arthritis.
Boy, what you learn, I tell you.
Yes.
That's how life is. It's always a learning experience.
Absolutely.
So I'm reading from WebMD, okay? So there are 5 types. I got, here it says 5 types of juvenile arthritis. They got systemic arthritis, also called Stills. You didn't read that, did you?
I don't think I did.
Okay, so.
And if not, it doesn't hurt to repeat it.
Right. Also called Stills disease, can affect the entire body or involve many systems of the body. This type of arthritis usually is on the trunk, arms, and legs, and can affect internal organs such as the heart, liver, spleen, and lymph nodes. Usually not the eyes. They affect boys and girls equally. They have another one called, this is a long special word. Let me see if I can say it. Oligoarthritis, also called juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Affects fewer than 5 joints in the 6 months that the child has the disease. The joints most common affected are the knee, ankle, and wrist. This form of arthritis can affect the eye, most often the iris. This is known as uveitis or uveitis or iritis. And this type of arthritis is common in girls than in boys. And many children will outgrow this disease by the time they become adults. And I have 3 more. So the third one is polyarthritis, also called polyarticular juvenile idiopathic arthritis, or PJIA. Involves 5 or more joints in the first 6 months of the disease, often the same joints on each side of the body. This type of arthritis can affect the joints in the jaw and neck as well as those in the hands and feet. This type of arthritis is common in girls than in boys and closely resembles the adult form of arthritis. 2 more arthritis here. The psoriatic arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, affects children who have both arthritis and a skin disorder, psoriasis. The child might get either this or the arthritis years before developing the other part of the disease. Children with this type of arthritis often have pitted fingernails. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. And this last one here is called enthesitis related arthritis. enthesitis related arthritis. Now this type here, it inflicts the spine, hips, eyes, and enthesis. And that's enthesis, basically the places where tendons are attached to the bones. This type of arthritis occurs mainly in boys older than 8 years of age. There's often a family history of arthritis of the back called ankylosing spondylitis among the child's male relatives. Wow, interesting.
That is interesting. I tell you, it's so much. I'm so glad that we decided to step out and start speaking on different type of awarenesses, throughout the month, because there's so much stuff that, I'm not familiar with. You guys may not be familiar with unless you actually are experiencing it. And even with experiencing it, you can always learn more things.
Absolutely.
So it's just really interesting. course, you people know I don't like bugs, so if you see me flagging, it's something that's trying to get in
Please
my
excuse
face.
her.
Please excuse me.
Let her do her.
I do not do bugs, and I know it's the summertime and bugs have a purpose and all that, yada yada. I get it, but I don't like it.
She don't do bugs. That's just what it is.
So, I'm still reading from arthritis.org. Juvenile arthritis causes. No known cause has been pinpointed for most forms of juvenile arthritis, nor is there evidence to suggest that toxins, foods, or allergies cause children to develop JA, juvenile arthritis. Some research points towards a genetic predisposition to juvenile arthritis, which means the combination of genes a child receives from his or her parents may cause the onset of JA, juvenile arthritis, when triggered by other factors. So that's interesting.
Right.
Now they say juvenile arthritis diagnosis. The most important step in properly treating juvenile arthritis is getting an accurate diagnosis, which is very important. That way you know what to do, what questions to ask, and things of that nature. How to get treated. The diagnostic process can be long and detailed. There is no single blood test that confirms any type of JA. In children, the key to diagnosis is a careful physical exam, along with a thorough medical history. Any specific tests a doctor may perform will depend upon the type of JA suspected.
You read anything on symptoms? I do have something on symptoms.
You can read on symptoms.
Definitely. She spoke on a diagnosis, and you spoke on
the arthritis, the JA
causes treatment too, right?
And the JA diagnosis. I haven't gotten to the treatment yet.
Okay, so for those that don't know, it's a given. The basic symptoms, but to reiterate and to add on, I'm going to actually tell you all the symptoms that comes with having juvenile arthritis. Okay, joint stiffness, especially in the morning, pain, swelling, and tenderness in the joints, limping in younger children. It may appear that the child is not able to perform motor skills he or she recently learned. Persistent fever, rash, weight loss, fatigue, irritability, eye redness or eye pain, and blurred vision. That is not what's up.
No, because that sounds like some of the same symptoms in an adult.
Yeah.
But since we're speaking on juvenile, I can kind of remember back that my son had redness, irritability, lots of pain, motor skills were off, difficult walking. So I can definitely, I understand that because that was happening. Yeah.
To your son.
To my son.
And what you were saying about diagnosis too. You read that too, right?
I read the diagnosis, but you can further elaborate on it.
Okay.
I gave the very short version.
Yeah. All right. So, because a child may have no symptoms of juvenile arthritis, and because some of the symptoms can be associated with other diseases, a diagnosis may be difficult because there is no actual test for juvenile arthritis. The diagnosis is made by excluding other conditions that may cause similar symptoms, such as bone disorders, disorders of breaks, fibromyalgia, infection, Lyme disease, lupus, or cancer. So the doctor is likely to begin by taking a complete medical history and performing a complete medical exam. Additional testing might be useful in determining what type of arthritis the child has. Some of the other tests that might be ordered include complete blood count, which is your white cells, red cells, and your platelets. Lab tests on blood or urine, x-rays, to rule out any breaks or damage to bones. Imaging tests such as magnetic resonance imaging or MRI scans, blood culture to check for bacteria which could indicate an infection in the bloodstream, test for viruses, test for Lyme disease, bone marrow exam, which is used to check for leukemia. This words, boy.
I have these long words.
Right. Okay, here we go. Erythrocyte sedimentation rate to see how quickly the red blood cells fall to the bottom of a test tube. The rate is faster in most people who have a disease that causes inflammation. Test for rheumatoid factor, an antibody that may be found in people with arthritis, and that normal result is more common in adults than in children. Anti-nuclear antibody test to show evidence of autoimmunity. Autoimmunity is a disease state in which the body's defense system, the immune system, malfunctions and attacks the body itself. This test is also useful in predicting if eye disease will develop in children with juvenile arthritis. They do bone scan to detect changes in bones and joints. This test may be ordered if the symptoms include unexplained pain in the joint and bone. And the last one they have is joint fluid sampling and synovial tissue sampling, which might be performed by an orthopedic surgeon. So that's how they diagnose arthritis and see what type of arthritis it is for the child that's either male or female, depending on the degree or level or severity of the disease.
And you know, also, I was definitely listening. And I know with a lot of diseases, not just with juvenile arthritis, but with so many other different types of arthritis, different type of diseases, I'll say. Call me crazy, people. It's okay. I believe that there's a lot of things that are
like it's a cure.
A cure.
You know, I got something on natural remedies. Do you have something on that?
I do not. But thank you.
I have quite a few sources. I just copied and pasted. I can send you one so you can see it.
I think with a lot of things that there are cures.
It is.
I believe. I'm not saying JA is one of them. As far as there's a lot of things I feel that are man-made.
I believe you can cure. I'm sorry.
And I believe with a lot of these diseases and chronic illness, that with proper eating, with proper dieting, exercise,
your bones can be stronger.
Yes, that you don't always have to take a prescription.
Nope.
And so as people know, I am pro-choice. You have the choice to do what you want to do with you or your child. But for me, because I'm just becoming more conscious of things, I just feel like with natural remedies, essential oils, I also believe, cutting out meat. Now, this is just for my own. I am not telling anybody to stop eating meat, and become vegetarian or even vegan, because you have that choice. You make that decision to do what you want to do with your body.
Right.
But for me, I just feel like when I was vegetarian, which I'm going back to vegetarian or even vegan, I just feel like things were just so much more different, including the mental and or emotional part of it. Because I was cutting out of that meat. And I started watching that What the Health and all that other stuff, and I'm just like going up in my feelings,
going up in that head,
and I'm like, no, I don't want to eat meat anymore. For various reasons and personal reasons, but I just wanted to put that in there. But also, what I want to read now before the Yahoo one. The Aisha one.
Okay, gotcha.
So, just food for thought. No biggie. But
makes sense though what you're saying.
So it asks here, do children with juvenile arthritis have to limit activities? Pain sometimes limits what children with juvenile arthritis, can do. However, exercise is key to reducing the symptoms of arthritis and maintaining function and range of motion of the joints Ask your healthcare provider for exercise guidelines. Most children with arthritis can take part in physical activities and certain sports when their symptoms are under control. Swimming is a good activity because it uses many joints and muscles without putting weight on the joints. And I've heard that several times, like, when you go in the water. That's why I'm a water baby by nature, because I'm a Pisces. I'm a water baby. And so I love water, and water is very therapeutic. It can help you in so many ways, not only with pain to your body, it can help you emotionally and mentally. I am a prime example, and I'm not just saying this to try to just hear myself talk. Proven experience. So, they're saying swimming is a good activity. So during a disease flare, your child's doctor may advise your child to limit certain activities. Okay. It will depend on the joints involved. Once the flare is over, your child can return to his or her normal activities. Okay. So I just want to read that. Okay. The other I want to read is, how can you help your child live well with juvenile arthritis? Juvenile arthritis affects the whole family. It can strain your child's ability to take part in social and after-school activities, and it can make schoolwork more difficult. Family members can help the child both physically and emotionally by doing the following. Get the best care possible, and this fly does not want to go away.
Right.
Learn as much as you can about the child's disease and its treatments. Consider joining a support group. Treat your child as normally as possible. Don't come off like, put that child like out in the spotlight.
Like they're a hindrance.
Right.
Like they're a burden.
Exactly. Encourage exercise and physical therapy for your child. Mm-hmm. Work closely with your child's school because you want your child's school to be informed in the event of.
Right.
Talk with your child. Yes. Talk with your child age appropriately. Let them know. Keep them in the know, please.
You got to.
Work with therapists or social workers. Make sure that you have that support and you have, that network, because that really is important. So I think you read this one as Who Treats Juvenile. Did you read the Who Treats Juvenile Arthritis?
No, I didn't read it.
A team approach is the best way to treat juvenile arthritis. It is best if a doctor trained to treat these type of diseases in children, preferably a pediatric rheumatologist, manages your child's care. However, many children's doctors and adult rheumatologists also treat children with arthritis. Other members of your child's healthcare team may include a physical therapist, which my son had when he was younger, an occupational therapist, which he had, counselor or psychologist, I don't remember that, an eye doctor, a dentist and orthodontist, a bone surgeon, a dietitian, he had that, pharmacist, yes, social worker, yes, rheumatology nurse, and a school nurse. So that's just, giving you some information. And so what did you want to, it's so much, it would cover like probably 3 hours of our conversation, because it's a lot. It's so much that we can't put into a good hour.
No, we can't.
Because we
so
at least
much
want to
wealthy information.
Exactly. We at least want to give you the resources and or tools to just be aware of, even if it does not concern you. Maybe someone that may have a child that might be going through some of these symptoms.
True.
And that would be humanitarian of you to let them know. So again, we're going to definitely put these up on the replay so you can see them. And so what I also have is, what are researchers trying to learn about juvenile arthritis? Scientists are looking for the possible causes of juvenile arthritis. They are studying genetic and environmental factors that they think are involved. They're also trying to improve current treatments and find new medicines that will work better with fewer side effects. Because yes, as we know, these medicines that are out here, have side effects for side effects for side effects for
Yeah.
days on, days on. Research supported by National Institute of Health includes study on preventing sleep problems in children with arthritis, preventing anemia in children with chronic inflammatory diseases such as arthritis, whether daily calcium supplements help increase bone mineral density in children with arthritis, the impact of chronic and recurrent pain on children, ways to limit the impact of pain on a child's functioning, and the role of an inflammatory chemical called interleukin-15, which on the short side is IL-15. So there's a lot to think about. And again, it's all about choice, individual choice. We have lots of people laughing and talking around us, but we don't care because we're on the outside and this is just what it is.
Right.
But yeah, definitely there's options. There are options.
You don't have to stick to one.
You don't have to stick to one. And please remember to always ask questions to get an idea from the natural side of it to the pharmaceutical side. Make sure that you ask plenty of questions. It's okay if you're not satisfied. Go get another opinion. Do more research. Research.
Got to.
Don't just go on what one person says.
Absolutely. So, with all that being said, there is a natural way to counteract arthritis. They have remedies. I feel like they have cures, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I have a site. I just sent you the links, by the way.
Okay.
So you can check it out. This site is called arthritisreliefnaturally.com. Okay. So they have a list of dietary supplements for juvenile rheumatoid arthritis relief. Okay, so I'm going to read what it says here. Some studies show several supplements may be helpful in reducing symptoms of arthritis and others for rheumatoid arthritis. So we have GLA, which is borage seed oil. And that's an omega-6 fatty acid that is found in the oils of some plant seeds, including borage. Well, it's a longer word, but I'm not going to try to say that because I ain't going to sound crazy. But the human body produces its own GLA from linoleic acid. However, lack of GLA occurs when people grow older, have rheumatoid arthritis or other diseases, or have specific dietary deficiencies. So borage seed oil is a good supplement. Fish oil. Fish oil contains high amounts of omega-3 fatty acids, including EPA, that's a long-ass word, and DHA, another long-ass word. As with GLA, the body can use omega-3s to make substances that reduce inflammation, and it may reduce rheumatoid arthritis, pain, and stiffness, but more studies needed. Valerian. This is a root. Valerian root has a history of use for promoting a calm, restful sleep, and helps relax anxiety disorders by maintaining a relaxed state. Oh yeah, a relaxed state naturally. Another one is called boswellia, also known as Indian frankincense. Is effective as an anti-inflammatory. A study published in Phytomedicine in January 2003 examined 30 patients with osteoarthritis of the knee. The conclusion were Boswellia serrata extract is recommended in the patients of osteoarthritis of the knee with possible therapeutic use in other arthritis. And it demonstrated anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. So, and the last one they have here is glucosamine hydrochloride, which is a substance found in the fluid around the joints, which the body uses to make and repair cartilage. It's a sugar compound found naturally in the body, made from glucose and the amino acid glutamine. A 2007 Japanese study of the rheumatoid arthritis patients published in Rheumatology International by Nakamura H. showed that taking 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine hydrochloride daily significantly improves symptoms according to patient self-evaluation and physician evaluation. So I just wanted to read a little bit of ways that you can heal yourself naturally. I mean, like you said,
Absolutely,
alternatives
yeah.
like this, there's other options out there. So consider that.
There definitely is. There definitely is. And you better say them words, honey.
What?
I know that's right. You better say them words.
Got me over here chewing with these words.
Because them words will make you woo. Yes, yes, hunty. But absolutely. So there's options. You can choose which you can choose either or. You can choose to incorporate both. Just know that there are options, and you just don't have to settle for one with you, because I know that your child's health is very important. Your health is very important. So please, again, ask questions. Don't just settle. We always say you have that one life, that one you. You have to take care of it from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Your temple is very important while you are living and breathing, because once you're gone, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. So let me pause real quick and thank Lucille
Tucker. Appreciate you, bro, for joining the Facebook Live. Oh, let me get this out of the way first. One quick thing. From now on, we're doing our Facebook Live on our Chit Chat 2 Show LLC page, okay? It's not going to be on my personal or Jay's personal page. It's going to be on here. That way everybody can have access to this Facebook Live, because I know we're on your personal, and that means you have to add people, and then we don't want to add everybody. So
exactly. And with our Chit Chat 2 Show LLC page, you don't have to even
do none of that.
You can just come on and
all
you can
kinds
listen.
of people just come on and listen.
Just come on and listen,
Right.
and or make comments, throw shout outs, leave
Whatever.
suggestions, whatever.
All right, just wanted to get that out the way, y'all. All right.
So, some of the facts. I mean, what I've been reading from this time was the NAIMS, which stands for. For more information on juvenile arthritis and other related conditions, you can go to the National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases, which stands for NIAMS, Information Clearinghouse, National Institute of Health. It has the numbers, the websites, the facts, the toll-free, the email, and everything. Another resource that they have is the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, which has a toll-free number. Oh, the boogers.
Oh, the boogers.
And so,
we don't mind the boogers.
The website with that is www.fda.gov. And they have another link as well for drug facts. They have the National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases. Information Clearinghouse, again, has all of that information, which we will also post up as well. And so it's just so much information. Again, it's
a lot of information.
It's a lot of information, but we definitely just want to be able to give you some tools and resources. There's, again, as I'm not sure I read or Uno read, there's support groups out here for you guys to, if you need support with that, if you're going through that with your child, because that is, from my experience, very painful, even as an adult. So I can imagine and can identify it being painful in a child, in a young child. Right. So there's from the rheumatology.org, there are federal and state programs that may provide assistance with school accommodations or services. Ask the rheumatology team about summer camps and opportunities to meet other children with arthritis. So, maybe your child won't feel like, so isolated. They can meet other like-minded kids their age as well.
They
that can
feel
identify.
Normal.
They want to feel normal and fit in. Right. Exactly. And it says, in rare circumstances, this condition is not directly inherited from your mother or your father. So it may not be a genetic thing. 50-50, I guess. Yes,
Yeah.
it can and it can't. So, you know, and these kids, like, I don't know, did it say how young a child? I mean, my son was like 1, I believe, or he was turning 1. I can't quite remember.
It can vary.
But I'm sure that it definitely can vary from age, how old the child can be, and so we're gonna definitely host this.
Right.
I know that our
laptop is going dead, so we're gonna wrap this up real quick.
We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna plug
we don't
in.
want to lose this.
We don't want to lose this.
I'm sorry.
And so we want to just kind of give a quick plug in on our website, which is www.chitchatchewshow.com. Again, www.chitchatchewshow.com. Has all of our information on there. We continuously keep it updated. We have soaps that you can purchase on the website, as well as you can go to our Etsy shop, etsy.com. You put in the search box, Chit Chat Chew
Shop.
Chit Chat Chew Shop, and you'll see our soaps. We have a limited supply. We still have some large and small soaps. It has the prices. Don't ask us on here. You can go find out for yourself. No disrespect. And
I can tell the other sites. So the other social media sites. So we have an Instagram at Chit Chat Chew Show. We have a Twitter, which is at Chit_Chat_Chew. Again, at Chit_Chat_Chew. That's our Twitter. We have a YouTube. Go subscribe to at Chit Chat Chew Show. We have a Vimeo at Chit Chat Chew Show. And that's it. So, and the SoundCloud. Yes, we have a SoundCloud at Chit Chat 2 Show. Make sure you follow us and listen to our past sessions on SoundCloud.
So we appreciate you guys. Please listen to the replay. Invite your friends. Share. Make it go viral.
Please do.
We appreciate you.
Let people know we're going to have our Facebook Live from now on here on our Chit Chat 2, LLC. Make sure you like Chit Chat 2 Show, LLC. Page as well on Facebook. In our group. Tell them about our group.
Okay, so our group, quickly before I hit finish, is Chit Chat Chew Radio Show. Chit Chat Chew Radio Show.
Request us and join.
On that note, as always, self-care, love on yourself, peace, love, and hair grease.
Peace out.